Well then, moving on, US President Donald Trump's 25% additional tariffs on India for its crude oil trade with Russia are set to impact Indian exports and Indian economy negatively if they are implemented and the rate persists. And this is the feeling that experts have given, while adding that the move is a pressure tactic. My colleague Ankita gets us a picture of what Trump's additional 25% tariffs mean for sectors in India and which are the ones that are most likely to be impacted. Over to you, Ankita.
Well, absolutely, Anjali. The Trump tariff saga refuses to die down, with the latest being that Donald Trump has raised tariffs on Indian goods by a good 50%, with the new rates set to go into effect in 21 days. Now, Trump had previously imposed tariffs on 25% on Indian goods due to the country's high trade barriers, but now he's raised the tariff to 50% on account of Indian oil trade with Russia. Now, while the baseline 25% tariff will be effective from August 7th, the additional rate will kick in from August 27th. Now, let's put things into perspective. Well, India exported goods estimated at around $81 billion in 2024 to the US. That included garments, pharmaceuticals, gems and jewelry, and petrochemicals. This constituted 2% of the GDP in 2024, according to a government data. Now, with 50% tariffs on India, India's high-value exports face erosion of price competitiveness, encountering intensified rivalry from countries that are subjected to lower duties compared to India, like Japan with a 15% tariff, or Indonesia that has a tariff of 19%, Bangladesh that has a tariff of 20%, and so does Vietnam with a tariff of 20%, and Pakistan that has a tariff of 19%. China, despite being a heavy importer of Russian oil, has not been faced with such stringent actions so far. Now, in terms of the sectors that will be impacted, UBS estimates that $8 billion worth of exports are most vulnerable to this, including gems and jewelry, apparel, textiles, and chemicals. Now, the doubling of US tariff is a huge setback for India's textile and apparel exporters, as it will significantly weaken Indian players' ability to compete effectively vis-a-vis many other countries. Now, Vietnam, with lesser tariffs, for example, for a larger share in the US market. Now, India's export to the US in this sector has already fallen since April. Now, in contrast, countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh have reported a year-on-year growth of 26% and 44% respectively in the month of June 2025. Now, the next segment is the gems and jewelry sector that is also reeling under pressure. The US is the largest market for Indian diamond and studded jewelry exports, worth 85,000 crores rupees in 2024-2025. Now, the new tariff is pushing the industry to look at alternative manufacturing locations already and rerouting their products through different countries like Dubai and Mexico. Now, besides this, one of the most severely hit industries is likely to be the seafood industry. The US accounts for almost 40% of India's total seafood exports, valued at around 60,000 crore rupees. And most of it is going to be the shrimp part of the business. Now, while the US delegation is slated to visit India on the 20th of August for further negotiations, Indian players and investors are waiting with bated breath as to what will be the outcome of the final tariff meeting.
Right. Thanks, Ankita, for that comprehensive roundup on